Hey, Tom from AQ Outdoors here. We finally got Matt out from behind the camera, and the two of us just wrapped up a really cool evening surf session out on the Kananaskis mountain wave. We brought along with us the entire fleet of Lib Tech boards, but most importantly, we were finally able to get our first trials on the new Whirlpool board in both 5.2 and 5.4 sizes. The Whirlpool is a really unique board in the Lib Tech lineup. The Whirlpool is Lib Tech's first pool and river-specific board. Along with the Whirlpool lineup, we also brought along a few of our favorite Lib Tech boards. We brought the Puddle Jumper HP, the Puddle Fish, and the Hydra. Each of these Lib Tech boards holds a really unique spot in the lineup and really showcased all of the unique features of those boards on this particular wave. The Hydra was ultra stable and easy to ride with a higher volume footprint. The Puddle Fish offered almost equal stability, but was a little bit snappier off the tail. The Puddle Jumper HP was definitely a little step up in performance, but an all-around great board on that wave. And then there was the Whirlpool, which really stood out in a league of its own. So what makes the Whirlpool different from your standard surfboard? Other than being in Lib Tech's bomb-proof construction, they've also brought in the tail really tight and narrowed it in, so it really felt super engaged in the wave versus riding on top. The double rail feature also seemed to really help when you were quickly snapping from one rail to the other. Often in a river wave, what can happen is the nose can start to bog down a little bit. With the Whirlpool, you almost felt like a bit of an uplift when it caught that kind of secondary edge.
First ride on the Whirlpool. Feels pretty quick. The rails are super thin. Feels a lot like kind of a wake surfboard in a way. Hybrid with a surfboard, and super quick on the rail.
For me, one of the big differences was really just between the 5.2 and the 5.4. The 5.2 really felt like you needed to be on rail all the time, pushing from one side to the other. Or on our wave in particular, which is a moderately powerful wave, it didn't quite have the speed to really stick just in one position. The 5.4 was fast, I think lightning fast. The one thing I'd noticed is it was a little more stable than I had originally anticipated. Looking at the board and its low volume, narrow characteristics, I thought I'd really struggle to stand up on this thing. While it's definitely an expert or high intermediate advanced level board, it was a bit more stable than I did originally think it would be. Maybe part of that confidence or stability in the Whirlpool comes from that kind of unique drop deck feature that they have. The concave on the top of the board really kind of forces your toes or your heels always towards the center. So when you are up on that rail, which the board likes to be, you don't feel like you're going to slide off of a concave quite as much. Probably more anecdotal or just mental than anything. It was noticeable out on the wave. So talk about the narrowness of the Whirlpool, but we should probably mention the thickness, because this board is actually quite thin. Matt typically rides a 410 wake surfboard from Lib Tech on the same wave, and it's actually a higher volume than the 5.4 Whirlpool. So definitely this board is going to require a relatively powerful wave to surf. And then of course, like all Lib Tech boards, the Whirlpool and all the boards that we rode is in their eco-impact construction, which is one of the toughest surfboard constructions, making it a great choice for the river. And like Lib Tech says, they're environmentally nicer. So I guess in summary, each of the boards that we rode really has a sweet spot for the right person. The Hydra is a great option for your entry-level, beginner to intermediate river surfer, but it's certainly a board you can rip and take to the ocean and just destroy small waves. The Puddle Fish, I believe, is actually maybe discontinued with Lib Tech, but shares a lot of similar qualities to the Puddle Jumper. It's been the go-to entry into a performance board for a long time, and for good reason. It's just the easiest to ride. The Puddle Jumper HP just takes that up a notch with a little bit of a more pulled in, snappier tail. And then the Whirlpool really is the go-to river surfing board that we carry for a high performance river surfer. That's a quick overview of our Lib Tech surfboard lineup and our first thoughts after one session on the new Lib Tech Whirlpool board. If you have any questions, or maybe you've had a chance to surf the Whirlpool, we'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below. And if you liked the video, we'd be stoked if you'd subscribe to our channel. For more information, you can also visit us online at aqoutdoors.com.